Hello, I wanted to make a video on what it is like to become a PC gamer in general, and the hurdle that is completely changing the way you play some games, and the differences, and whether it is right for you. This isn't a PC versus console debate, this is just a simple video on a topic and in my opinion when it comes to building your PC, playing games on it, and what types of games that work best on PC compared to console, and why if you want a PC for gaming you should consider getting one for it. I shall split this video into two parts. First explaining why you should get a PC for gaming, and the second part is why you shouldn't get a PC for gaming. This video is on a need to know basis, therefore I'll be explaining my usual gaming workflow and in certain situations. Although that doesn't mean I'll explain every little concept of it. Think of it as a guide for it, that if you want to buy a PC, you can expect for the games you want to be interested in. First, we shall start where many people start with a gaming PC, and that's building a gaming PC. Now, I understand many of you don't want to build a PC or have a pre-built PC. However, it's almost argued that unless you need specific requirements, always build your own PC. And before people start disliking this video, I understand where pre-builds come in. And they do have their place, but for the most part, if you are serious about getting into PC gaming, always build one. You just can't get the performance or experience comparable to console if you don't pre-build, especially on the new Gen 0.5 consoles. A low-cost pre-built from your local retailer will not be able to play games unless you throw down cash, and at that point you may as well just get a PS4 Pro or Xbox One X and a cheap 4K TV for the same price. Building your PC will also give you options and the ability to upgrade later down the line, and it's not even that hard. I would say building a bare-bones system is comparable to building your first Lego set. Not even kidding, unless you're doing custom or loops on your first go, which is really unlikely. Now, while this video isn't about computers themselves, making your computer out of a bunch of components and choosing those components is half of the fun. And once you've settled on a build and got around to building it, which will take time, a lot more time than plugging in a console into the wall. Building a PC doesn't take that long, however sourcing all the parts does. My CPU took 2 weeks longer to come, and that can be an issue for some people. Not only that, most parts are sold online unless you live near a retailer. However, retailers usually charge more higher prices for their parts than their Amazon equivalents. So then if you have a PC, the next thing you want to do is get some peripherals, as they completely change the way you play video games on your PC. Some people are happy with a £5 budget mouse and keyboard. However, like a PS4 controller costs quite a bit of money, so does a good quality mouse and keyboard. And it's not that bad also to get a good quality headset, as well as a modern monitor. And like any project, assembling a PC from scratch can be difficult, and it can be nerve-wracking handling parts as expensive as PC components, and also all the troubleshooting that goes with installing the software as well as the components. However, what I've noticed is that pretty much most components are compatible with each other, as every bit of the motherboard is standardized. So like your graphics card fits in a PCI slot, your RAM fits in the RAM slots. The only difference is the CPU socket, which is dependent on what CPU you have. So after you've got all of that out of the way, what is it like to actually game? And in my opinion, it's completely changed the way I play video games, as PC gaming has become a long way since consoles, and most games are optimized now for PC, which lets you tweak the settings for better graphics or for better frame rates. And not only that, because it's a PC, you can use it for much more than just gaming. And especially because it's designed for gaming, it's got some pretty powerful components, so you can do some pretty intensive productive tasks such as video editing and like heavy photo editing if you're into that sort of creative media. Also, if you build a modern PC that's got modern components, most of the time the PC is going to be more powerful than that console, meaning that you can achieve better quality gaming experiences on PC over the console, obviously depending on how well the game is optimized. And some games also play better on PC as well, such as first-person shooters in my opinion, because playing first-person shooter on a console, unless it's specifically designed for console, like a Call of Duty, Battlefield, Counter-Strike, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, all work wonderfully with a mouse and keyboard, and I can't imagine playing those type of games with an analog stick. Although I do play some FPS on console, although they're the more tactical based shooters over the skill based one. There is also the whole troubleshooting aspect of a PC. So for example, sometimes when you, like I've had this many times before, when I turn on my computer and something just breaks, like for example a drive is installed and I just get blue screened, or something goes wrong halfway through a game and you don't know what's gone wrong. A number of times my PC's automatically just install the driver in the background, and halfway through playing that game it's installed the driver, blue screening my PC. Obviously it's a simple restart, but that all that gets in the way of the gaming experience. You know, you don't want to have to troubleshoot your PC halfway through a match of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and it can get really frustrating at times, especially for high level PC builds, such as like doing things such as overclocking. Can affect the stability of your computer, and things such as that can potentially damage components. Although, while I have overclocked my computer to what I would consider unsafe levels, causing it to blue screen once or twice, I've always fixed it by just downclocking the CPU a bit more and getting to stable frame rates and stable performance. However, that doesn't mean that it works all the time. It doesn't just work like a console. However, sometimes it can be made to work even better because you're achieving those higher frame rates and the better graphics in those games. So the experience is a lot nicer. So now I'm going to move on to the second part of the video. So now I'm going to tell you what I find more compelling about a console. It's easier to install, obviously. Just plug it in, carry it anywhere. They're small, tiny, smaller than PCs usually. Unless you're a small form factor build, but getting into PC, you're probably not going to build small form factor as your first PC. My mid tower is really heavy, and when I'm moving between uni and home, even though I only do it like once a year, it's a hassle because my PC weighs so much. It just weighs so much more than a generic console, and transporting a massive, in my case my PC's just made out of metal, just a massive hulk of mass of metal with a heatsink. Heatsinks are pretty heavy because they're just chunks of aluminium with copper usually. So all those metals and plastics and the power supply dense, full of electric components, can all add up and weigh quite a bit, especially when you're trying to carry a PC around the place. One thing I really find annoying about PC is it's harder to play games, in my opinion, because while you can plug it into a TV and sit back and relax, most of the time you have to get up and sit at your desk and be fully enveloped in the game you're playing. Well, that's what I play PC for. I play PC for things like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and Battlefield 1, games which work better on PC, but that also means you've got to kind of like, if you want to be good at PC games, because the skill level is so much higher, because obviously people are faster with mouse and keyboard. That's just a well-known fact. Like, the time it takes to aim with a mouse is so much quicker than on console, and that whole dynamic is just completely different to anything you can achieve on like a thumbstick, as well as people are playing the game at 120 FPS, input lags, like super fast monitors. You've got to sit at a desk and kind of focus. You can't really relax and just chill on your bed, which, well, you can, but you're missing out on half the experience. Not only that, PC also offers strategy games, something you can't do on console usually. Things like Civilization, City Skylines, even though City Skylines is coming to the console. Micromanagement games, etc., are always better on PC because you just have a mouse. It's just self-explanatory. You just click on things, drag, drop, press buttons. Or navigating those menus with a controller is usually extremely frustrating. My general setup is my PS4 goes on my TV, and my PC is on my desk, and I can sit back in my bed and play on my PS4 and play games such as Last of Us and Uncharted at a slower and more relaxing pace so I can understand the story. Whereas I'll play things like Counter-Strike and Battlefield on my PC, and that's the type of gaming experience you can expect. Not to say that you can't have any fun or relax with any PC games. One thing that PC has over console is like the amount of indie developers and greenlit like games that most of them are absolute garbage, but some of them really do stand out, and some of them can provide experiences you just from 1 or 2, 3 developers that you just can't find anywhere on console. Games like Undertale, even though there's console versions of that, it took like 2 years to get released on console, whereas it's been out for PC for ages. And that game was made by one guy. You just can't do that on PS4. And not only that, you also get hundreds and thousands of games because of the emulators. Now, obviously, you should own the game before you emulate it, but if you own the game, you can go online, get a ROM for it, and play that game. And on your PC with better graphics and better textures and things like that, potentially opening the doors to thousands of classical games, and it's really fun. PS4 as well just works. It just really works, as in like you've got to, like with PS4, the servers is provided, you pay a monthly amount to use their servers. With now just like works, just getting a game and just click multiplayer in. With PC, on some of the games I play with my friends, such as Arma 3 and Tabletop Simulator, we have to host a server. You can just use Hamachi. We can port forward. It's not a hard process, but saying to a person who's never used computers before, hey, make a server, it's quite a hard aspect for them to grasp, and many people can't do it without help or information. And console it works in its favour, and its disadvantage is all the games are locked down, meaning the game is how it was meant to be played. Like the developer is meaning you to play a game in a certain way. PC, you can get mods to ruin that. You can get things to change your view of the game. Sometimes it makes the game hugely better, hugely more popular, more interesting. Sometimes it ruins the game. Like Minecraft, for example, has thousands of mods that extend the playtime of Minecraft. However, and the best version of Minecraft is arguably the PC version, as well as PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, only on PC, and that game is hugely popular at the minute. Same with the top Twitch streamers like Hearthstone, things like that, only on PC. But they're really open and vast and have different dynamics, something that doesn't exist on console. Many of the games on console are very not linear, but you don't get strategy games on consoles developed for consoles. You don't get PS4. So that works out better, because PS4 you just lying back in bed, chill, have a relax on a good few games. On PC you've got to get up and build your base or whatever in this game, and it's really fun. But it's a console, like, you've done with a game after you've usually completed it, whereas a mod can come out for that game on PC and you can just go back to it on PC and just completely replay it with mods and have a completely new experience. Some people find desktop cumbersome. It's heavy, and they can easily carry their PS4 between the houses, between the house or the houses, or like upstairs and downstairs. You can't do that with a PC unless you don't mind lugging a hunk of steel around. Like I've said before, it's incredibly difficult to move a desktop, and once you've got it set in stone, you've got it set in stone. You can play PC with controller. Some games are better with controller, like just designed better with a controller. Like indie developers, like I can only play Dead Cells with a controller. I can't play with PC. Witcher 3 I can only play with a controller, which is fantastic. and it just gives you options to do things like that, whereas obviously on console you're stuck with a controller, unless the game supports mouse and keyboard, which many don't. I think there's only two I know so far, Paragon and Final Fantasy 14, which I do play and it's very good. Another topic I want to discuss is the fact that you've got to pay for your online, whereas on Steam it's free. Usually you pay for the luxury of having multiplayer included, so for us for me and my friends, we have to make our own servers, and that's a difficult task. Obviously if we play on console, we've just got all the servers right there, no issues with anything to do with server infrastructure. We don't have to pop forward, we just right there then. That obviously doesn't let you customize the server, so you can't like cap the players. You have to play with strangers usually. Whereas like on PC, you can have like set it to 4 people, and you have 4 people. There you go. And obviously PC has limitations, such as Minecraft on PC only has like a max of I think like 30 players or something on, because you get free games, and it works. But again, you know, getting the information hacked, Steam is a better online service than PlayStation, and you don't even pay for it. Its digital distribution is usually better because you get cheaper Steam sales, and it's a lot nicer. Although they do let like garbage games in, but if you know what you're doing, read reviews. You know, like read reviews. Don't get any of those bad crowdfunding money making games. Not only that, on consoles have exclusives now. This isn't a case on Xbox One and Xbox One X, because those games usually exist on PC as well through the Windows Store. But on PS4 especially, the likes of Uncharted and God of War, you just don't get on PC. And everyone's like, well, you know, you get other games on PC, not the same quality as Uncharted, God of War. And before anyone says, oh well, you can play this indie game, or Uncharted looks like a glorified Indiana Jones, I can just play Tomb Raider on PC. Yeah, but like, you're missing the whole point, like, of exclusives. Like, they're made to sell you the console, and they do potentially sell consoles for a reason. They are fantastic games, although some are quite bad. Some are bad on Xbox, some are pretty bad, and some are just weird. I'm gonna put a little video at the end of this video, well, at the end of the main recording, showing like what my PC looks like and just a little overview, and I'm gonna like run through my specifications to give you a hint of like what's my PC capable of, and to base your own PC off if you want. For example, I've got a pretty popular setup. I've got like a mid-range tier PC, and I apologise if I rambled on for a bit, but I just wanted to make this long video explaining that whatever you do, usually the best scenario is to have a PS4 and PC and play on them both equally, not to switch between them. You really can't directly compare them. They offer completely different experiences. However, they can cross from time to time, especially if a game is released on PS4 and PC. Like the PC game is like, especially on like PC ports such as Battlefield 1, the game is just so much better on PC, compared to console. Unless obviously all your friends are on console, you know, you run into a few issues there. Whereas not only that, console, you can kind of just sit it under your desk and leave it, or sit in your table stand, TV stand, leave it for a good while. Obviously with PC, you've got to get your mid tower, which is a huge hunk of steel or metal, and find a place for it. Like, I can't fit it on my desk, so I have to put it below my desk, and that's frustrating because, you know, like, I have to reach under, and like to plug anything in, I have to like reach my hand around the back of the and you've got to have your mouse, your keyboard, your headset, you know, got to have everything behind there, so you've got to reach around if I want to change peripherals. Quite frustrating. Cable management, I've got cable sprawling, you know, PS4 is only 2 cables. You know, there's a lot of pros and cons, and I just want to discuss like what would you like the difference. Like, it is good to have a PC And then you've got the whole issue regarding what type of PC do you want a gaming laptop. For a dedicated gaming system, I would recommend just a generic desktop. Some people want a laptop for uni and to play games. At the same time, obviously less the performance for more cost, but it's up to you. There's options which console don't give you, and you don't really have a choice just to buy into their brand and their system. Anyway, that's a few thoughts. PC is a fun platform with experiences you can never have on console, and console's a fun platform with experiences you can never have on PC. I hope this video helped you. If you were interested in getting PC gaming, please post a comment below. Tell me about your opinion and what setup you have. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.